when my wife was having our firstborn child, I was like, she's almost out, she's almost out. What do I know? Yeah, right. Hours later, finally kid comes. You're doing great. What do you know? Nothing. Push, I'm pushing. Nothing left to say. They kind of know when that kid's about to come, those last pushes. And when the child is to be weaned, they kind of know it. And when the child is in love, they kind of know it. When the child needs that little push out of the nest, they kind of know. You see, God is a God of appointments. God has a calendar. At the appointed time, Christ died. And in its time, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, everything in due season. The devil, on the other hand, he's an opportunist. He looks to sneak in. He looks at when people are tempted, when people are weak. But God is a God of calendars, and we want to train our children in wisdom that they might understand the right times so we can make plans. Not just baby names and their rooms and their clothes, but what education they'll receive, what training they'll receive, what church we're going to be a part of, what vacations we're going to take, what's their life's goal. And the Proverbs says a lot about this. Chapter 12, verse 5, the plans of the righteous are just. In Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9, it says, a man's heart, he has these plans, but the Lord can establish his steps. How many of us say, I want God to establish my family. I want God to establish the plans for my future. I want God to establish that season when I get to retire. That season where I work to death. I want God's plans in my life. I recently came across the story of Markus Persson. He was the inventor. With some of his friends, they started a company that made a video game called Minecraft, the most popular video game of all time. For us adults that watch Minecraft, we're like, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a bunch of blocks. It looks like people playing digital Legos. But he loved working on this project. And he was with his friends, and they started this company. It was massively successful. Millions of people were playing. They were making mini games every day, and money was coming in. They could be creative and have fun. And Microsoft heard about the success of this game, and they came and they made him an offer. We'll offer you $1 billion for your company. And he thought about it and said, no, I don't need $1 billion. I'm having a great time with my buddies. And I love my company. He said, okay, $2 billion. He goes, still having a lot of fun. They gave him $2.5 billion. And he took it. And he was richer than he knew what to do with. He outbid Beyonce and Jay-Z for a mansion in Malibu. He bought every car he ever wanted. I mean, he was throwing party after party. And then a few months into it, he writes these words, I am so lonely. I have never felt more lost in my life. I got to the top of the mountain and realized, wrong mountain. You can have a plan for what success looks like. My kid got their master's, their doctorate, but do they still love Jesus? Are they living right? Are they treating people with kindness? Is their family relationship good? Are they kind and loving to their spouse? Do their kids admire and respect them? We can get everything we want and realize everything we wanted was wrong. You better have the right plan. Oh, these last 2 weeks have been great to me. If I could go back in time and show 22-year-old Pastor Drew these last 2 weeks, he'd be thrilled.